bowl of grits for breakfast. It's mammoth ham for breakfast. It's scrambled with cheese for breakfast. Get on my knees, say please for breakfast. I've come a long way for breakfast. I'm happy to pay for breakfast. It's such a nice day for breakfast. Gonna change my name to breakfast. Don't make enough time for breakfast. Not supposed to drink wine for breakfast. Better wait in line for breakfast. You better stay away from my breakfast. Gonna use a gift card for breakfast. Gonna try real hard for breakfast. Slaughter hogs in the barn for breakfast. Can't see the big or young for breakfast. Have a moment to talk about breakfast. Don't think I can live without breakfast. Plant a seed and watch it sprout breakfast. If you hear me, then holler out breakfast. I've come a long way for breakfast. I'm happy to pay for breakfast. It's such a nice day for breakfast. Gonna change my name to breakfast. Don't make enough time for breakfast. Not supposed to drink wine for breakfast. Better wait in line for breakfast. You better stay away from my breakfast. Gonna use a gift card for breakfast.
Hell yeah. What's up, guys? What up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing all right. I'm going to try real quick to add something here. But shit. I don't have Discord on here, and I sent myself a... Well, I could probably get it real quick. Oh, I could probably just go to the website here. Huh. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm going to get your chat on here. So that we can... You guys can see what you're doing. I haven't done that yet on this one. We're all having a good day so far. We're going to make chicken bog. And hopefully me trying to do this. By the way, my belly's the best mouse I've got. Open Discord in your browser. Yep, that's fine. And we're going to do a login. Can I just scan the QR code here? That'd be cool. Yes. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it isn't. Is it in settings? Scan QR code. There we go. Bam. Log in. Got it. Perfect. Well, that was easy enough. And I have here for that message. Oh, no, I don't need to do that. I need to copy text. And this will be the chat. this, we will, what is it? Command V? Yeah. Been using, all right, there we go. Now, somebody chat something and see if it comes up. I'm putting this down because I'm just confident that this is going to work and I'm not going to have to bother with it again. And I'm certainly hoping that that is the case. Because I don't have a monitor open yet. This is very professional today. I'm putting this down because Pooter's here. All right, see there, now y'all got the chat. And it is transparent so you can still see what's going on under the words. All right, so first things first, I'm going to wash this big cup that I want to drink wild cherry Pepsi out of. On a big wild cherry Pepsi kick. Hell yeah, Pooter. I know a lot of folks may still be watching the live Kill Tony. I'm sure that it's going still, but I didn't get tonight. I'm going to get them when I get paid, but I'm going tomorrow, which is exciting. Very excited about going tomorrow. Very excited. I need to also get a window opened up with the chat that stays there. What's up, Golden? So, I'm gonna need this guy back one more time. I grew this mouse pad myself, in case any of y'all were wondering. YouTube loading, and bloop. View channel, bam, video muted, pop out chat. Where's pop out chat option? Come on. There. Oh, nope. Show chat. Wrong button. Pop out chat. What's up, Jackson? How you doing, brother? You get a wrench. Well, it's funny that you should ask, because that is exactly what I need to explain to you now. Do this to make sure that... Okay, it was froze on YouTube. I'm making sure that it's not froze on OBS. Maybe I just paused it. Who knows? Let me slide this guy down here, and that guy there, and that guy there. Okay. Hell yeah, Jackson worked with me at Sunset, the homie. So a bog is, if you have an idea of what a bog is, actually what a bog is, then this dish is not much unlike that. So it is like an accumulation of a lot of different things. The original recipe of it is very boggy. Like in a bog outside, like muddy, mucky almost. But there's a lot more water than really necessary in it, in my opinion. So what I do is different than how most people traditionally cook a chicken bog. Traditionally, this dish would be made with an entire chicken you take a whole chicken and you boil the entire chicken in a giant pot of water. And once the chicken is done and cooked in that boiling pot of water, you pull the chicken out, debone it, and pull all the meat off the bones. And then to the water you would add chopped smoked sausage, chopped beef sausage. These guys, I got 2 of these. I also put the ingredients list in the description for this, for what I'm using today. It's a very simple ingredient list. Not a lot of stuff that you need. So it's very easy to make. Delicious. It's very easy to make. You don't even need a whole lot of dishes. Generally, like I said, this would be a single pot recipe. So I'm doing it like I'm doing my own thing with it, which you guys are more than welcome to do as well. Any like recipes, you're not married to a certain recipe, you know. You're not. There's no surefire way to do anything. You can make it your own. So we got a little more than 2 cups. So this one I want to be a little less than 2 cups. That's a little less than 2 cups. And that's 1 cup. So we're using 5 cups of 5 cups of rice. Also, I have something I didn't put in the ingredients list. I need to alter that, but I'm using some chicken broth. I'm saving a little bit of the broth and not using it all in the rice here. And I'm going to get to the rice shortly. Did y'all hear that? That was good, wasn't it? I'll get to the rice eventually. I'm just getting it all measured out now and prepped. So for my, I should probably go ahead and get the chicken going. Let's see what we can get going first. We'll probably get the chicken going first, which will be good. I'm going to go ahead and get this pan hot. I'm turning this cast iron on to medium and get my knife ready. We'll have that there. I thought about setting up an above angle here so you guys can see the chopping action from here, but like what I need is I need another mic stand like that one to pretty much be over here so it can be above and out of the way, because it just isn't feasible to have something, because I need to move around this area pretty consistently because it's right where the refrigerator is. So yeah, I just need another boom stand like that one, and I'll get it eventually. All right. I watched the YouTube episode of Kill Tony that aired. Pretty funny. Sam Talent. Big bro Ari Shafir. there. There's got to be a better way to get these things out of here. And I think that's it. So, we've got the sausage out and ready. I need to get this chicken out. And slide that over there for the time being. Slide this open and this open. Hold on. Nah, that's fine. And it's good until the 31st. It's the combination of the smell of the sausage and the chicken together kind of threw me off a little bit. So, whoa, what is that I'm smelling? So I'm going to season these thighs with Lawry's. I'm hitting them with black pepper. And just because I want you guys to get accustomed to the sound of this, I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan on before I need it. So we can get accustomed to that sound. A little garlic powder on them. Probably need that more. And I'm hitting them with a little onion powder, even though they're going to have onions in it. I want the onion powder to be part of it. At the seasoning process, I'm going to need the majority. Well, actually, this much butter will probably do. Probably need about a majority of a stick of butter after it's all said and done today. What's up, Mocha? What's up, Joy? Guys, Joy in general here gave me that delicious pecan brittle that I was telling you guys about last night, showing you guys. I'm actually going to wait until this pan is hot. That's the trick with cast iron, by the way. You want to make sure the pan's hot, good and hot before it. Oh yeah, well Jackson, I actually missed that part because I had to go pick up Mumford from the airport at 8:30. So I left the house around like shortly after the episode got started. So I missed about 45 minutes in the middle that I need to watch. But dude, Cam and D Madness going back and forth lately has been absolutely hilarious. So here's what I'm going to do. This pan, I bet if I throw that butter in it, it'll start sizzling right now, huh? Yeah, there we go. That's good. It's ready. Now, where's my fork? There, my fork. Fork, yeah. And you guys can see from the butter, I always make this point to show you guys. You'll see the hot spot on this pan right here is limited to just that area in the middle that's bubbling there. That butter, a little bit of the olive oil there to keep it cool. And from there, I'm going to just go ahead and start. Yeah, it's sizzling good. we're gonna go ahead and start. Putting down these chicken thighs here. I'm gonna fit as many as I can in here. Everybody always talks about, oh, you don't want to overcrowd the pan, and I'm like, well, this is how I cook. Just hush. No, wrong side. See all that seasoning that it just took off of that side right here? And this looks like a little fat sucker. I'll throw that one dead center here. And you guessed it, we got 2 pieces of chicken left here. So we'll just keep those to the side. I'll actually put them over here next to the can they're about to go through. And we hit that whole other side with the same treatment. I'm going to get a new microwave light here so that we'll have a little bit more light on the next stream. But I went to Dollar General, is right next to me, and they didn't have any sort of replacement light there, so that's going to be something I'll have to go to. I might actually have to go to Walmart. I'm going to try HEB. I might have to go to Wally World for that one. I haven't been to Walmart in I don't know how long. Been over a year for sure. Alright. Got all that going, that'll be good. Now, in this pan, I'm gonna get these sausages. I'm cutting them at a bit of an angle, and I'm trying to be as thin as possible. And that's coming out about how I want it to. So there's one for the pan. Same thing with this one. I'm just chopping how this feels natural now. I'm not really caring about an angle too much. I'm just trying to get these coins as thinly sliced as not super thin, like not paper thin, but just thin enough to where you'll have more coverage throughout the dish at the end. Like definitely large coins, you'll get more of that. You'll get more of the delicious sausage flavor that this dish really calls for. But if you thinly slice them, the entirety of the dish will get more of that flavor, which is kind of where I'm headed with this. So now we got all of this in here. Well, not all of it. So this is about the amount of sausage we're going with here. Oh, where is it? There you go. That's about the amount of sausage we're going with there. I'm gonna get some onions prepared. I'm gonna let this chicken, these chicken thighs, the thigh is a good meat. I haven't made chicken fried steak before. The thighs is more fatty. You see these little, I want that in this flavor. In fact, I'm dropping the heat a little bit on those because I kind of want to start rendering that fat a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and get some heat going on this back burner back here. A little lower than medium heat. Sip time. Alright. I got 2 good onions here. And you chop your onions however you like to chop them. Honestly, I'm going to get all this mess off this board here. I don't want them onion skins on my shit. Also, I ain't trying to use a wet knife. So, I'm going to do these one at a time here. Chop off the bullshit. Get rid of the bullshit. Get rid of that bullshit. Where is this? Let me just take this whole top layer of skin off because I ain't trying to fight with it. I don't like fighting with onions. That's an annoying thing. I'm doing this a dangerous way. I'm chopping this long ways first and then hitting it with a dice chop. This isn't the best way to do this. This is how I do it. Probably get that outer layer out of there. Bam. It's getting in my eyes. Damn it. Chop. Chop. I don't like to cut with my eyes closed, but I'm not really having much of a choice right now. I'm gonna do the same thing this time. Get a nice long ways chop like that. That'll be enough. These aren't going to be the best chopped vegetables, but they're fucking chopped. And that's all I give a shit about. Alright. Ugh. Like, seriously, dude. Look at that. Ugh. Now, taking that much time to chop the onions and the additional time here to wash this onion hell, fucking onion hell juice that's making me cry my eyeballs out off of this knife and cutting board. We'll give our chicken thighs enough time to be cooked good enough to naturally release. I need to get in there, will you? Get out of there. Some of that sausage up top. This is a heavy pan. Everything's kind of staying in there. For the most part. Now our chicken should be ready to be released from the bottom of that cast iron. If you didn't know that, that's pretty much how a cast iron will tell you when the meat in it is done. When it's ready to be flipped over. Yeah, for a lot of onions, I would like to use a mandolin, but I don't know if I have one. Shit. Alright. Yep, you see how easily that moved over? Look at that color. top of that. Try to get it to the bottom in here. Get that butter in there. Down to the bottom of everything. On and around that. Okay, so now I could probably bother with the rice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've always feared, is just because I'll be slicing the shit and then like end up taking like 3 fingers worth of skin off. And I'm going to wash this rice here. You guys have seen me wash rice 1,000 times before, so I'm going to belay you that process. And this is a good bit of rice. It's going to take a minute to do. So when I was explaining earlier about the process of cooking this, normally this would all be one dish. And the amount of water that was in there at the beginning is the amount of water that you would be using throughout the whole process. And when cooking rice, rice usually requires a 1-to-1 ratio. So this would mean that there would be a lot of water left in it at the end. So it'd be a little more like creamy. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. It was coming out of the middle here and getting onto the floor. And the cabinet here. All this cloudy, foggy rice water. But yeah, getting back to talking about the thighs, they got nice fat in them, so they'll be all right to just sit in that heat for a minute. But yeah, so the original dish, like I said, people would pull the chicken after it had been boiled in the water, and then they would just add the sausage, add the onions, add whatever you were going to add to the water, and it all cooked in the single pot. But being me, I like the taste of a sauteed thing. So like the color you guys can see on that middle piece of chicken. And a lot of the color you're going to see on those onions and that sausage. I want to get that on there first. And you don't really get that when you boil something. Rice is, I can see the rice clearly through that water now, so I'm just gonna let this be our last rinse. And I'm gonna delicately hold this up. Oops, didn't lose any rice even though a bunch fell. Alright. That'll be good enough. So I'm going to use 2 cups of water. That I am going to use filtered. And that's a little more than 2 cups. That's all right. This is a lot of rice. It's going to get cooked. Two cups, and then three cups, and I'm going to use 2 cups of chicken broth. Shake this up before I open it up. Shake myself before I wreck myself. Bam. And 2 cups of chicken broth. Give that a shake. And a little mix. And now the rice. It's a big bit of rice, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on it. Turn this sucker around so I can see what time it says from over there. This guy can probably move from the middle, yeah. And we can get this final piece of chicken on here. Now, those two with the other side of seasoning. Come on in here now. Fine. Just let that do its thing for a little while. This rice is going to be doing its thing for a minute. The sausage and the onions are living their life. See what you guys are doing here. Hell yeah. Calming sizzle. What's up, Justin? Living their best life. I realized the other day that I have these sayings. I'm gonna hit a word from our sponsors over here. I've been saying these. I notice I have these little quips, these little sayings like let these onions get comfortable with the heat, which is or get comfortable with the heat, or these things are living their best life. These things are doing exactly what they want to do, exactly what they need to do. Because even though, if we were to like try to humanize the things that are being cooked, being put through that sort of heat is probably a pretty painful scenario. But in my world, and that's where we are here. Here in this place, we're in my world. Like, you guys are welcome to be here and share it with me, but here in this place, we're in my world. And in my world, food items are meant to be cooked. This is the purpose of its existence in that package that I bought it in, was to be purchased and cooked. A lot of other people might disagree with this process because it's an animal or whatever have you. I don't concern myself with that. I purchased this meat to cook, to sustain my life force. That's where we are. So in my world, this is what's meant to happen. These chicken thighs' destiny was to be put through heat and then consumed in a hopefully delicious manner. Now we can flip this over. I can see it. Look at that. Honestly, this guy too. So now is where I'm going to pull this heat down to about a little under 4. I need another fork. And this is the fun part. I'm doing extra rice this time around, just because I want this thing to go a little farther, and adding an extra cup of rice will probably get like an extra 2 or 3 servings out of it. So now you guys will see what I'm doing here is pulling this chicken apart. So now it's becoming something like shredded chicken. And it doesn't matter if it's not cooked all the way through yet. It will be. See, like right here, that's not cooked all the way through yet. Shredding it exposes that part that isn't cooked. And because it's a dark meat thigh, it's virtually impossible to overcook these things unless you just absolutely forget that you're cooking. It's very hard to overcook dark meat chicken. And it's also, you guys see how easily it's coming apart? Because the dark meat is very tender. And that's what I like. I used to do this with breasts. That's a lot more difficult to pull apart. See those onions starting to get a little transparent in there, or is my head in the way? Salty salt, a couple pinches. Pepper here. You know what else I'm going to do here? You know me, I love to throw some minced garlic in about everything. So, a couple good splashes in there. Just take my fork and just run it across the bottom of the pan, separate anything that might be getting burnt on. And once I get to where I feel like I want to be with this sausage and these onions, which we're nearing that, we're going to do something different to kind of help marry all of these flavors together. Okay. Scrape this sucker apart. And the thing about this is, like, some of these are going to be like, it won't be as shredded and you'll get a big bite of chicken somewhere in there. And that's fine. See, this is raw in here. That's alright. It's going to have time to cook now over here by itself. All chopped apart. I'm just kind of mashing it down, and mashing and pushing. Raw part in the middle there. Let it do its thing, and don't freak out about the chicken at different temperatures in here meddling or meshing with each other. Like, it's all going to be cooked. It's all getting hot in its own time. It's all getting comfortable with the heat in its own time, and it will be fine. Nice. Let's get this big center cooked burnt sucker out of here and get that pulled apart. I really like all the texture that this crispity, crunchy chicken skin, or not skin, but like just these crispy, crunchy parts. I love what that's going to add flavor-wise to the finished product. And one pack of chicken thighs on paper may not look like a lot, but if you look at this like mountain of shredded chicken that we created here, you're going to be getting a lot of chicken flavor in every bite. And that's pretty much, this is basically a pour meal that you would do to, you know, back in the old days when all you can get, all we can spare is a single chicken, and we need to make this thing go as far as possible. Now you see that's cooked. We mixed in with everything else. And this is what will come out of it. A nice little chicken bog. But like I said, the purists would hate how I'm doing it. The purists would say that's not a chicken bog, this is chicken and rice with a bunch of extra ingredients. And how that's true, I don't care. Like, this is chicken bog ingredients, this is how I'll make it. It's just my way. But I still feel like I can get away with it because the whole time I'm doing this, I'm still telling you guys how the traditional way of doing it goes in the single pot. But it ends up being like very wet. It's more of a soup at that point. And then once we get everything basically pulled apart, we bring it all back in here like so. And rip apart anything that looks like it needs to be ripped apart. Alright. So now, phase 2 of this dish, slab of butter, get that in there on the hot part. I'm just going to let that spread around a little bit. Okay. And another thing, this has got to where I want it to be, I believe. You guys can see this. On the bottom of that pan, I've got a lot of flavor I ain't trying to lose, alright? So here's what we're going to do there. I'm going to take about 1.5 cups of water for both of these things. And I'm just going to cover the bottom good enough to just about like that. This is where I create sort of how the original chicken bog recipe goes. I'm also going to water the rest of this in here. The rest of that water in there with that chicken. And mix it all together with that good butter. And this will give it that wet, because that's sort of how chicken bog's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a little moist. I know how much y'all love the word moist. So that's how. By the way, I hope you guys can hear me fine. I'm not really screaming at you. Got that water in there on that. So what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna cook that down a hair, and I still have 2 cups of the chicken broth here. I'm gonna bring this heat back up to medium on this chicken and let it get comfortable with some more heat. Do the slow cook thing, because this rice is going to take a minute to do. Hell yeah, sound is good, good. Awesome. My nose is still running from them onions. With this chicken stock that I've got, once I get both of these mixed together, I'm gonna let it keep cooking, and that water's gonna cook down. And once the water is mostly cooked down out of it, that's where our chicken stock is gonna come in. As you guys can see, most of the water I added to this chicken is already thinning out. But what this is going to do is it's just going to kind of melt the onions in with the sausage a little bit more. And here in the next few minutes, like I said, I'm just going to let this all cook, some more of the moisture out of it. Just that'll just soften it up nice and give it that sort of traditional, so it's the best of both worlds for this dish, in my opinion, because you get the nice char from cooking it without any moisture other than like oil and butter, or just butter for the sausage and onions case. But it's really nice to get the like you guys can see down here, right? Like it's pretty good even under the chat. Yeah, like there's a lot of nice color going on in this chicken here. This would never happen in a traditional chicken bog. It would all just be white, because like there's no Maillard from the pan. There was never, I don't know. I just like to get that texture first, and then I'll add the water, because part of it is like that it's just kind of boiling in a bath of its own flavor. So this is how I think that it's its best. Now, of course, there's people that do it back home where I have that, and it's just those old men that do it on like a big cooker, like they're making it for the hunting club or something like that. They put the whole chicken in there and boil that, pull the chicken out, pull everything off, and then add your sausage and your onions, and your pulled chicken goes back in at the end. But and like a whole bag of rice, and you're just stirring it up, and it's never gonna, how rice usually cooks. The way to cook rice is to cook it until all of the water is absorbed back into rice, and you use exactly enough water to do that. But these guys, they'll fill that thing up, do that with the chickens, and then just pour a whole bag of rice in there, and at the end, you scoop it out with a spoon with holes, like a strainer spoon, and you scoop out a big thing of rice and sausage and onions and chicken, and drain the water from it. But I'm just kind of getting past the draining of it, because at the end, you ain't really. Maybe they'll use that water for something else, somebody else who's more resourceful than I am. But I just don't see there really being a big use for it at the end. Jesse probably knows about it, how they do chicken bog. down in the inlet. It's getting nice and most of this water is done. Got it. So the water's pretty much gone here. So now probably a good time. I watered this a little bit more. So I'm going to now add about half of this broth I got left. And the rice, I'm going to keep an eye on the rice when it gets to about 10 minutes left to cook. I'm going to add the rest of this stock to hopefully what will already be everything combined into the one skillet here. And then we get the process of mixing everything together. And I'm going to try a different method of mixing it this time, because last time I just picked up the whole thing of rice and dumped it in and then dumped all this in over it. I'm going to try something different this time and just do like a scoop at a time and just stir in like a couple scoops at a time so that it gets mixed going up rather than just having a large portion of just rice on the bottom. And that water's doing a nice job of pulling everything off the bottom of the pan flavor-wise there. And I dice these onions so fine in some parts that like you can see the onion in there, but it's definitely like kind of turning into jelly. I can just on the bottom of the pan just press it down and it just kind of really releases that sweetness that I love about onions. This cast iron's already clean on the bottom, dude. Give it a little bit longer. This rice doesn't seem like it's going to be giving me that 10-minute warning for a minute. Oh, hell yeah, some linguine. Let's have another word from our sponsors while all of these things are getting comfortable with their heat. Then, after I hit this, it's probably time to add the sausage and onions to the cast iron and stir it all in together. Because separate, it doesn't look like the amount of protein that it's going to have in it. But when I get it mixed together and it's barely able to fit into that pan, you'll notice how much it is. Because 5 cups of rice is going to yield a lot of rice, but like I said, I kind of want this to be. This is going to be dinner for like the next few days, so I want it to last. And so far. So far, I've done everything right here. Not like that damn mac and cheese I made the other night where I forgot to put butter and salt. I tried, dude. I tried with the mac and cheese. It just ain't right. Chicken smells incredible. This sausage is looking with these onions now here too. I'm gonna just kill that heat back there completely. Release all of this from the bottom of this pan so that it will just shake right on out. And then do just that, shake it right on out. Oh man, look at that. Look at all that gooey goodness. Here, the rest of this chicken stock in this pan right here. And everything off the sides. Down in there, I'm going to try to get this flavor off the bottom of this pan too. Oh snap!
Jason E37
Hell
has
yeah,
just
Jason.
$6.66.
Thanks, buddy.
Hell yeah, Bog.
Thanks, buddy. You see right there, I'm just able to take this fork and clean this flavor off the bottom of this pan with this chicken stock. Incorporate all this together. You see how much meat is actually in this thing now? And this is going to be great. And that rice is really going to stretch this a long way. So I added the water as well, because you don't want it to dry out at any point in the process after you do want it to dry out while it's reaching that beautiful color that you want it to reach. we go. There's that. And what we didn't get out of the pan with the chicken stock. You guys see how long that took me right there? Look at this pan. I've been cooking with this pan for who knows how long, but look at how clean this thing is immediately. Just stainless steel, guys. Be sure to stainless steel, dude. And plus, like, not for nothing, my process of doing things also kind of caters to that. So, yeah. Well, that's why I like to show you guys, because some people be fake about this shit. Like, y'all saw this in real time. Like, there's no magic happening here other than just doing a good job cooking. And now I can hear that water bubbling up. Okay, we got 8 minutes to go. So I might have hit that right on just in time. Check that out though, like in the light. Look at that. It's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous how clean this pan got that quick. Like, it took me no time to do what I did. So that, my friends, and this is mostly, to be honest, for a lady whose husband says, "Oh, I can't get it out. Can't get that out of the pan, or whatever. I can't clean it out. Yeah, you do dishes, baby. Listen, Linda. If you got a roommate that don't do dishes or nothing like that, or leaves them laying around, oh, it's too dirty. I can't get it out. It's a lie. You see me do it in real time. It can be done. It's very easy. You have something stuck in your pan and you can't get it out, put some water in the pan. Put it on the stove. Let it set. Give it a little scrape. If it's a non-stick pan, you shouldn't have trouble cleaning it. Those are very easy to clean. No matter what gets on them, they're easiest to clean. Don't touch those with any metal utensil. But if it's stainless steel or cast iron, you can get in there. And this guy right here, little steel wool, yeah, hit that sucker with that. And when this thing gets too dirty and you're scared to use it, throw it in your dishwasher. It's steel. You can wash it. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. All this delicious moisture that's in this chicken and sausage and onion combination is really going to do nice work in that rice. We're rocking this on a medium temperature still. At no point in the cooking process of anything that I cook on stovetop, this does not count on a grill. I cook on full blast on the grill. I always cook on high. Everything in the grill goes on high for me. On the stovetop, I will never cook above halfway. I will never cook above 50% of yours, especially if it's a ceramic stove like I have. If you go more than halfway, you're more than likely going to burn something. So never cook more than halfway on a ceramic stove. Just trust me. Take the extra time that it might take. Just trust me. I think that I'm not a great cook. I cook certain things well. But one thing I can guarantee you is that is probably a secret that not a lot of people know about. Just, you don't need any more than halfway. Trust me. More than halfway is a handful. More than halfway is, well, you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? More than a handful of halfway is a waste. Our big mixing, the pot we mix in, or should we mix in the bowl today? You know what? Oh, these maters need to go anyhow. These maters are bad. Yeah, I love that sound. Did you get scared? It scared me. Three minutes on the rice. Honestly, that bowl might not. This mixing bowl might not be big enough. I think I am going to have to use this pot. I don't think the mixing bowl is big enough. And to mix with a nice firm wooden spoon that isn't going to give and is going to. That's how you choose spoons to mix with. What if I just turn this into like a cooking lesson every single time where I'm just trying to teach people how to cook mediocrely? Oh, Jada de Laurentiis, she'd be happy, but not for long. Two minutes on the rice. And look at this, guys. Just look at that. Look at that. Do you see that? All that juice dripping off of that. See how effortlessly it fell off that fork? 1 minute on the rice. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd like to. That would be funny. How to cook mediocrely. Doesn't roll off the tongue nicely. Happy midnight, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve, guys. Officially, it's New Year's Eve. That's what this thing is called. So, Happy New Year's Eve officially. Rice. Rice. Perfect. First try. All right, the rice beeps. So, 1 scoop in. 2 big scoops. 3 big scoops. Also, with every layer, a little bitty slab of butter. Get that off of that fork. Knife. Little slab of butter. Put it over here. Give it a little mixy poo. Another heaping scoop of rice. Whoop, nope, not a heaping scoop. But this scoop, that is a heaping scoop. Break it up. One more scoop of rice. Break it up. Butter. Kill the heat. Few scoops. Oh, that landed right on top of that butter perfectly. Alright. Now, I'm getting to mix the whole dang thing together. So at least when I do the large stir at the end, there won't be any portion of this that doesn't have contact with the protein flavors in that liquid. So now alright, and 2 scoops of rice, regular pat of butter. I'm not like putting a shitload of butter every time. It's literally just like what would come in like a breakfast place's butter packet. And from there, mix up this on the top. Stir until I don't see white rice anymore. And don't worry, you guys will get to see the final. Okay. Now scoop all this to one side. Well, I thought it would come out better if I pressed it together like that. And this is the last of the rice. This process takes a little longer, but I think because every time I've ended up doing chicken bog, when I've gotten to the bottom of this pot right here, when I'm putting it all away, I always have like a hidden corner of just, you know, not flavored white rice at the bottom. And though I always try to stir that part in with the rest of it, you can always tell when you get some in your bite. So, this is all of the rice here that's left. This part's cool, so here's what we're going to do here. Alright. I'll give you guys a nice angle on the pour, hopefully. So all of the liquid is now back in here. And the butter. Stir in this top part here. It has the fresh rice in it. And I stir it down until I don't see white rice anymore. There. And do the same thing over here. And since all that juice just got mixed into the top, then I just keep going down. Scoop from the bottom and pull up. That way there's no like unseasoned corner in this thing. So now, every scoop is pretty likely to have a good bit of chicken, a good bit of sausage, and a good bit of onions. So now, I guess there's nothing to do but to taste it. Now that's a bowl of chicken bob right there, folks. Also, how's that for a little eargasm? Isn't that nice? Now, that thing that has been there the whole time that you forgot was there is gone now. We'll take a spoonful. Here's the first bite, y'all. This is our first bite. See the steam coming off of it? It's going to be hot. Bro. Exactly what you're looking for. That is precisely what you want. In that bite, sausage, chicken, onions. This one's only got chicken and onions. Look at it. I want that piece of sausage there. Look at that. How wild is that? Gotta send that to the folks. I was falling. Bam. Yep. Yep. Like, here. Just look at this. As I'm going through this, just peeling through, you see just onions, sausage, chicken, the whole way through, right? Look at that. Look at all the chicken that's just hiding in that rice there. See? How great is that, dude? It really is a nice little flavor journey. And because I season both sides of the chicken, I season the salt, the sausage and the onions with salt and pepper. Did not season the rice at all, but instead I used water to pull all of the seasoning off the bottom of the pan and the skillet. Therefore, all that water, all of that seasoning got cooked back into the meat. And what didn't get cooked back into the meat stayed in the skillet to be added to the entire dish at the end, which was absolutely worth it. Now, could I have made like a Super Bowl, no pun intended, at the beginning with like very little rice and a lot of the other sauce and juice and stuff? Yeah, I could have done that. But I would have regretted doing that when I'm on like day 3 of eating this. And it's a lot more rice than like proteins. So I avoided that by just making the whole thing be delicious. And rice cooker, clean. Pan that we sauteed the sausage and onions in, clean. And cast iron skillet, probably still hot enough to get it. Just look at the skillet. Like, it's already pretty close to clean. I'm gonna get rid of this soapy residue here. It's kind of hot still. Hit it with just a tab of water. Rinse this thing out because there's a chance it had some soap in it somewhere. And then we're just gonna... Can you guys hear how lightly I'm scrubbing this thing? That was with the hot water. Now I'm introducing some cold water to it. Like, lightly. And then give me the cold water on this handle here. And we're done. Yep. And then take some paper towels poured over the side. There we go. And now, once we get, now you see, now that sucker's just clean, man. Now, well, you know what? I'm gonna give it just a strong, because I was just showing you how clean it could get when you lightly scrub it, but I just still want to. Just around the rim, because I started noticing it being a little, I think it was residue from the paper towel, but I still don't want to risk there being any kind of thing stuck on at the end. Get the bottom clean, dry for sure. Now we turn that on about 1. On very low heat, because I want to get all of the moisture out of this thing. And you see how I cut these sausage at an angle here? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. They're thin because I cut them at an angle. There's more meat per each slice. This shit's really good. Nope, I do not. I'll show you exactly how I do it. This barbecue that I cooked the other day, this crock pot barbecue that I cooked the other day, my acid barbecue, this is how much of that I have left. And I just put it in this big Tupperware. And honestly, this has got to go today. And that mac and cheese is terrible. But that's what I'll do. I'll put it in a large Tupperware and just chip off at it. Because anything that you cook, like even the most sensitive of items, you're still going to get 4 days refrigerated out of it. So I made that on Christmas Day. So it's been 5 days on that barbecue. And usually I finish it off. And I still feel like I could, like, I feel safe eating that, but I need to tonight at some point. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't add a single seasoning to this after I mixed it. It's fine. That rarely happens. And we're making good time. It's only 12:30, so that means we're going to be getting to the gaming at our normal hour tonight. Because the Witcher's starting to get good. This is such a good... There's no sausage, but there's chicken and a beautiful little onion just grinning at me. I thought about putting a little Texas Pete on here. But because I've been eating barbecue every single day, I've also been taking my heartburn medication. I've been getting the worst heartburn every night for a while now. So I'm going to belay the hot sauce tonight. But when I microwave leftovers, that's when I'll start to alter it. Because that's my way of like, okay, this is a different thing. I'm not eating the same exact thing every day. I'm altering it. So yeah, I'll heat this sucker up, hit it with a little Texas Pete. This stuff really is incredible. By the way, if you need to like cook something that's gonna last you a few days, and you're trying to save money, like, this is a really good dish to do that with. So, can you? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you could post pictures of redacted front porches in Discord. That's what it's for. So that dish, let's see, open the HEB app. Okay, let's log in. You don't let me log in. What's going on here? Bah, y'all hear that? So, slicing the sausages thinner this time did one of two things. it expanded its reach throughout the dish because you get more bites that have sausage. And another thing that it does is that when you do get a bite with sausage, it backs off a little bit so that you can appreciate the flavor of the chicken and the onion. And that really, like, that's something I'm noticing more about this variation of it. So I'm stoked about that. What do I have in here? Oh yeah. So here's what I do. Also, this is a nice little trick. If the place you shop has an app, I like to go to the grocery store to get my groceries. I don't like to order them on an app and show up and have them put them in my car. I don't like doing that. I want to walk through the store. I want to look people in the eye. I want to interact with humans in the one way that I'm comfortable in which doing. Because it's crazy that someone who suffers from a slight variation of agoraphobia can go into public and get groceries at a grocery store. That's pretty insane, I think. But doesn't matter. What I do is I will budget out my finances in a way by thinking like, okay, this is what I need. It's a way that I make a grocery list while also telling me exactly how much it's going to cost within $1 or $2, so I know exactly how much to plan for. And then when I get there, if I have like a certain amount of money that I need to keep it below this, that'll give me room to like grab a couple like miscellaneous things like yeah, of course I would like that. What's $2, $3? Okay, we can handle that. We got about X amount of dollars to play with. So I do that a lot on the app. But let's see. So we got chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, bro.
So boneless, skinless chicken thighs, those ended up being about $8.28. And we used the beef smoked sausage. And that ended up being about, I used the Hill Country Fair kind. Where is that? Well, there we go. And that's 2 of those. And then yellow onions. We did 2 of those. And rice. And we use Mahatma rice. I'm just going to say 2 cups of rice, or 2 pounds, because 5 cups out of that 5-pound bag, 2 pounds is probably about the right amount. And what else did we use? 2 onions, chicken thighs, chicken stock. And bam. So for that whole meal, this comes to $20.54. So for $20, and that was one bowl, and I have so much of this left. That comes out to just a few dollars a bowl, which is kind of nice. Not even a few, probably a couple dollars a bowl. But that's that. So, what I'm going to do, this will be fine right here for a while. I'm going to move that barbecue around in that thing. I got to wash that. I got to tear all of this down, and then we're going to play some Witcher, and that's going to be fun. But all of that being said, I think I'm going to end this now so that I can kind of just get this area set back to where it needs to be so that other people can inhabit it without all of this shit going on. But anyway, roll tide, everybody. Be good people. I'm not going to give you an outro because it's kind of fucking pointless. So, yeah, not going to do that. It doesn't really work. But anyway, roll tide, everybody. Be good people. I'll see y'all in a little bit. We're going to do some Witcher.